this down a little bit. Let's turn this down a little bit. Yo, good morning, guys, gals, hippies, and YouTube catters. Hope you're having a fantastic, what is today? Tuesday? Today's Tuesday already. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, Wednesday meowing. Welcome to the stream. It is Tuesday, December 16th. We're live and alive today. It's been a couple of days since we last streamed. Let's see, I think the last day we streamed was Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Catch up on personal news, personal life stuff that happened in between now and then. Saturday went and played locals. Unfortunately, I did not go to play regionals. I probably should have. In hindsight, I probably should have, because I did not have much else going on. But I was also just very tired and did not want to coop myself up in a convention hall playing 8-9 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh for an entire Saturday. So ended up sleeping a lot Saturday. Ended up sleeping a lot this weekend in general. At the time of my life shutting down any friends with players with my Arcana Force. What? Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh Arcana Force? The turn skip Arcana Force World Turbo? Hell yeah. So yeah, did not go play regional Saturday, but I did go play local Saturday. I actually ended up winning locals for that night, going unfortunately did not record the matches because it wasn't the typical players, the typical regulars that I play against that were all competing at regionals, and I had thought that they would get knocked out early, or if they had gotten knocked out early at regionals, they would still go play locals like we did last time regionals was in the area. But that was not the case, and so there was only a little there's only a little like handful of us, and the people that I did play against were like still very new to Yu-Gi-Oh and like still needing to be taught. So I was like basically doubling as judge and playing at the same time, and we just did like a little round robin tournament. So unfortunately not really good matches, not really great matches, but still good to get out and play through the combo lines of Light Forest. Nonetheless, still like where my deck is at currently, running Mulcharmers in the main deck as like the basic hand trap. You're playing Witchcrafters, you know they aren't the best, but I need to break from this meta. Yeah, it's only gonna get worse, gamer. I'm so sorry to tell you this. We haven't even, Yummy is coming next month, and if you think Draco Tail is boring to sit through, thank you so much, Sunspot. Welcome in. Give me outing. If you think Draco Tail is boring to sit through, is boring to play against, or like you don't like seeing every match, just wait until we get the like 60 card Yummy Mitsurugi piles and the pure Yummy piles, and it's gonna be so much fun. I love Yummy. I love Yummy so much. Yes, Danglies jewelry. Gotta show off the full looks. If you're gonna compliment, gotta show you the full looks. But wee wow. Oh man. But what else? On the bright side, in good news of Yu-Gi-Oh, here, let me get close. So you can't hear me from so far away. There we go. In the good news of Yu-Gi-Oh, Genesis, the Genesis format got a brand new points list update. We're going to talk about that starting off today because I haven't looked through the whole list, but I have been spoiled for a little bit because of Twitter, and as soon as something is posted, it is immediately tweeted out. So I could not escape it while I was at work last night, but I'm still excited nonetheless because the card I hate most in Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently right now, the card that just never should have existed in the first place, is finally dead and gone, and in specifically Genesis, and hopefully Konami sees this and sees the like overwhelming support for this card being gone, and maybe they do something about it in TCG. Who knows? So outside of that, Sunday, what did I do? I wanted to just stream Sunday. I don't know what happened. I think it was a lot of it has been because I have been changing my diet recently. Been trying to cut weight a little bit because it's the holiday season and it's hard to get out and like constantly go to the gym and constantly go run in like 30-degree weather. So been like trying to eat healthier. It's also like my allergies have also been killing me daily, so I've been having to eat better to try and alleviate that. But because of that, I have not been having like I've been dying. I miss my tasty treats. I miss my delicious fast food. I miss sodas probably the most right now. I've been having like nothing but water and tea and juice for the past like week and a half now, and it's definitely a change of pace. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely a good change, don't get me wrong, but getting over a cold yourself, yeah, no, it's definitely that time of season. I probably need to go get like my flu vaccine and stuff like that as well, get all my shots for the cold, but I don't really go anywhere. So it's not like I'm going to a convention anytime soon. I'm kind of poor, chat. So it's not like I'm really going anywhere to where I'm gonna be like susceptible to people. It's just like going to work, going to the gym, and then spending time with y'all. And I guess technically going to Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals. I think that's the extent of my social like battery at this point. But yeah, so and also, I mean, it's really the weather keeps changing back and forth here. Like we keep going from like a couple of 30-degree days where it's like actual nice winter weather to like spiking up to 70. I think it's gonna be 80 here for like Christmas, and I'm losing my damn mind. It is rough. It's not great. But so yeah, Saturday I was just kind of like dying from lack of soda, lack of tasty carbonated beverages. Spent the time working on the brand new YouTube video that's out currently right now. That's what I did. I created the brand new YouTube video that's out right now, so go give that a watch. Not right now, but when you have some free time later. I'm gonna link it in the chat. Give me 1 second. How do I do this? I don't know how to do this on YouTube. On the YouTube, brand new video out now. Take the stage with Elven Notes White Forest. Bink. That's good. That's a good message. All right, we'll pin that message. All right, now we do it on the YouTube side, because nothing can be easy. There we go. And pin that message there. Perfect. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, worked on the brand new video. Sunday, put that out on Monday. Talked about the brand new archetype coming out for Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG in February in the set Burst Protocol, and that's being Elven Notes. So if you like to get ahead of the meta, if you like to get ahead of your locals, if you like to learn about the brand new archetype, it's basically like level 6 Kashtiras. It's a synchro version of Kashtiras, and it's pretty sick. It pairs well with White Forest, so I definitely recommend watching the video, checking out when you get some free time. So that was Sunday, and then the rest of the time I just spent sitting in the darkness, playing World of Warcraft, and dying to allergies and lack of soda pop. Oh, it wasn't. We also had video game awards last time I streamed. Before the last time I streamed, that's right. The video game awards happened. A lot of stuff happened. I want to actually sit down. Maybe we'll take a stream later this afternoon, or not later this afternoon, later this week, like a more relaxing stream over on Twitch or something, where I don't have enough. I have stuff planned for YouTube. We'll sit down and watch like the trailers for the games I'm interested in for the video game awards, because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cool, interesting looking games. I don't know if I have the like brain capacity for all of them, but there's definitely some good ones out there that are coming up. I'm trying to think what else. Trying to think of what else I'm missing. What else we haven't talked about. If anything else happened in these past couple of days. I don't think so. I don't think I'm missing anything as far as like personal news. So let's just get into it. Let's just get after it. Let's get into the Genesys talk then. I don't think I'm missing any personal news. Personnel news. Personnel news. Going to be setting up a night with some of the Vtubers, to play some Commander some night. I don't know when. I don't know exactly how quickly, but it is something I'm looking to set up here in very soon, to do like a little hand cam stream, do a little like split screen with like 4 people, and play some Commodore. I like all card games, not just Yu-Gi-Oh. We'll play some Pokemon again. I know I haven't streamed Pokemon recently, but I still want to learn One Piece, still want to learn Mobile Suit Gundam. I heard that's a good game to get into, a good TCG to get into. One Piece, it's kind of unfortunate that now I want to get into One Piece, because now apparently like all the scalpers are moving on from Pokemon and trying to go into One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh, which if they go into Yu-Gi-Oh, good luck to them, because it is impossible to make any kind of money back. Yu-Gi-Oh is just a money sink nonstop, and it's delicious cardboard, but it is, which they lowered how much Gossip Shadow costs since they raised Rongo. I want to play Boglins. What is Boglins? What is Boglins? I mean, I don't know what the point cost of Gossip Shadow is, but I mean, I think like any generic negate that's like easy to make should be pointed. I'm surprised. We'll talk about if they've updated the points list in Dueling Book yet. I might like put together my White Forest list again for Genesys, because I'm surprised that they still have not hit one of the Omni negates that I get to make with that deck. It's kind of crazy. And now that I don't have to worry about Droll, oh my god, my chair is so destroyed. Now that I don't have to worry about Droll, we can combo even more, Jim. We can combo so much more. It's great. It's wonderful. Bleh. All right. Goblin bikers. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, and I agree, Gossip Shadow should be pointed, but it's 70? That's crazy. It's kind of wild. Yeah, I don't think it'll go down that much. I want to actually look at, how much you bell? How much did you bell for, pointed for Genesys? Because there are a lot of, like, generic themed commons that I didn't realize existed. Or like Fiend Slop, that would be really interesting to play. Really, that no one's really like explored yet. And I guess I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how old like Yubel's pointed. So maybe that's why it hasn't been explored yet. But anyways, let me pull up the list. Let me pull up since we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesys. Genesys points update. December points update. December points update. Okay, there we go. Boop, boop, boop. So, new Genesys update. The brand new Genesys December points update has dropped in Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. It came out actually last night. Surprisingly, came out like very late at night. I was kind of waiting on this all day so I could make a video about it yesterday, but it didn't drop until like what, around like 10:30 in the evening, 10:30 at night where I currently reside. So unfortunately I had to go to work at that time, so I kind of just had to sit at work with my head in my hands. Is that the right expression? Head in my hands. While everyone else posted on Twitter about and posted their videos about the Genesys December update. I haven't seen the entire list, but I have seen a little excerpt from it, and you can see it a little peeking down at the bottom there. But I am excited about this list from what I've seen, from just the one hit I've seen. I'm excited to get back into Genesys. I'm excited to give it a shot again. With White Forest, obviously, with Genesys White Forest. So I guess it's because you can make a Phantom Yubel is pointed crazy high. I guess it's because you can run Phantom as a generic negate on Fiend decks by running the Yubel package, but I feel like that wouldn't be that good. Yeah, because it's not even really a negate. I mean, it negates the effect, but it changes the effect to popping a Yubel in your deck or hand or field. So it like only really helps Yubel decks. So I don't know. Hopefully that's something that's changed in the future. But that being said, the new Genesys December points update. After reading the newsletter or blog post that they released prior to this, a few days prior to this, I think it was back on Saturday, something like that, where they kind of hinted towards and talked about what they were going to be hitting after YCS Bologna and a couple of like remote YCS duels and things like that, where Genesys got to be played. I was super excited to see where Genesys goes from here, because the format, at least to me, was not like particularly fun to play, or not really much different than just playing the TCG. So like there was no real point in going up and playing an extra night just to get like Droll and Lockbird. just to play another night of asking my opponent, do they have the Droll and Lockbird after my first search? So super excited to see where Genesys goes from here, but let's honestly just take a look at the points list. Here are today's changes. Just this December points update. We wrote previously about the main categories of cards we're adjusting here. The link. The other web pages will be updated tomorrow. So first and foremost, Dracotail Famina, Ketu Dracotail, Dracotail Flame, all aggressively pointed 5 mana going from 20 to 30, Cat 2 Draco Tail going from 10 to 15, and Flame going from 0 to 3. Let's go about it in reverse order. Flame is just because people were playing this as like a generic face up spell negate in their back row, especially when going first. And then the Ketu and Draco Tail 5 mana. These are great hits because honestly, like, Draco Tail was pointed prior to this in such a way that you could honestly just play standard Draco Tail. Like, you could just play constructed Draco Tail and waggle waggle. And there's really no reason for the best decks in the TCG in standard format or modern format, whatever you want to call it, to also be the best decks in Genesys as well. I feel like Genesys should be the format to take a break from, or like get away from, the top decks in the current TCG format. So I'm really glad that they hit Draco Tail here. Droll and Lockbird from 5 to 25. And all I have to say to that is, rest in peace, you little fucking twink. Rest in piss. Rest in piss. Death to the twink and his stupid fucking bird. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let's go. We're so back, baby. Yu-Gi-Oh is so back. I'm so excited. Good God, man. This card, if you don't know, if you're not too familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, has been just an absolute plague of a card. Like, this card and Maxi, to me, like, are just 1 and 2 the worst cards ever designed in Yu-Gi-Oh. And surprisingly, they were both TCG exclusive hand traps before they went to the OCG. But I don't know like why it's such a like cultural difference between like OCG and TCG, but like the OCG just doesn't play Droll and Lockbird at all. And they have Maxi legal in their format. But anytime that Droll and Lockbird is the mainstay hand trap in a format, it is the most miserable format ever created. It's not always the best hand trap going forward. I mean, in decks like when Snake Eyes Fiendsmith, for example, was one of the top meta decks where it didn't really search to create its combos or to facilitate its combos. A lot of it was just like special summoning from deck, special summoning from graveyard, things of that nature, or just going into full Fiendsmith combo, obviously. Droll and Lockbird is usually fine, but anytime that it is the Droll isn't good on the OCG meta right now because Mitsurugi isn't as popular as it is on TCG right now. I don't think that's necessarily true, because Yummy Mitsurugi especially has been topping like almost every OCG event. And prior to Mitsurugi existing, Droll, they just don't ever play Droll either. Like when when there were like White Force tops, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like when the last good Drollable deck was. But like they've just never really played Droll and Lockbird. They have their 2 copies of Maxi, they have their Mulcharmies, and I guess they're just like content to say like, hey, if you're gonna like make these crazy inboards, you're gonna extend this far, like I'm just gonna draw like a shit ton of cards. Here, I want to let me look. I know we're getting distracted from the points list. In 1 second. Road to the King. Metagame reports. Road to the King metagame report 8 and 9. Let's see here. Right now, top percentage of decks is Draco Tail, Brandon Draco Tail, Magistus Fallen Draco Tail, which is branded Draco Tail, kind of, sort of. Pure Draco Tail and Magician's Draco Tail. And then 30 different Yummy variants, 21 Pure Yummy, 3 Fiendsmith, 2 Mitsu Yummy, 2 Tri-Brigade Yummy, 1 Mimigal Yummy, and 1 Shining Sarcophagus Elven Notes Yummy. And then they still have Malice at full power is also a thing. And they have the new Radiant Typhoon support, so they're playing like pure Radiant Typhoon as well. But like Sky Striker was always a very drollable deck. Oh, there's a couple of Keeltoon lists. That's good to see. Sky Striker is always a very drollable deck. Lunalight was always a very drollable deck after the new support. It's always appeared. Draco Tail, not so much. I don't know too much about the Magistus version of Draco Tail. But like, you will see it is not in sideboards, it is not in extra decks. It is just like, for a lot of these lists, I mean, they're still playing the Lancias because of Malice existing in this format. But outside of that, it's just Mulcharmies and Maxis in nearly every list. God, I want Red Reboot back. Give me Red Reboot back. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there's a Droll for Malice. Okay. Let's see. Dimensional Fissure, seeing a return to the side deck as a tech against Draco Tail. Fallen of the Virtuous has to send 1 monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz. Since Dimensional Fissure makes monsters go to the banishment instead of the graveyard. Activation, cost of sending. Rui went 6-0, excluding 2 buys, and finished first in the 4th Midnight Quinta CS in Tokyo, which had 36 participants. Excuse me. See here, Asian campus, Singapore. Was this? Yeah. Brand new Exorcister stuff, Exorcister supports. Joel sideboard here we'll get for branded Draco Tail. Joel sideboard here for Fiendsmith, Mitsurugi. Okay, all right. Well, maybe they are playing it more than I thought for some reason. Maybe it's just because I've been looking at the OCG meta reports and not like the campus leagues and things like that. Yeah, Draco Tail's like the best deck by far right now. Branded Draco Tail. Yeah, here Yummy Lancias for Malice, and then just board breakers with multiple Mulcharmies. Malice again, same list from earlier. Okay, yeah, they are all right. They are playing Joel more than I thought. Yeah, what's going on? Like among meowing. So regardless, like I said, anytime that a Droll and Lockbird is existent in the format or is like a mainstay hand trap in the format, it's a dog water format. It is not fun to play. Decks can't play. It really, not only does it hit the like best decks in the format, obviously, because that's what it's designed to, but also hits the worst decks in the format. It also hits the outliers. It also hits the what's the word I'm thinking of, chat? The fringe. It also hits the fringe decks as well that rely on searches, and it's never a good card because like it also has the maxi problem where you can go full combo with your archetype, with your list going first, and then your opponent is forced to try and break your board, and then off their first search going to break your board or to gather more resources, you droll them, and now they are trying to break your board with exactly 4 cards or 5 cards in hand, with exactly those 5 cards. And if they don't open the perfect exact 5 cards to break your near impossible board, then it's GG's. And it just creates so many non-games more than it hurts like the top meta decks or the meta decks for the format. Moving on from that, so I'm glad to see it's gone. I'm glad because Genesis really, it was really hampering Genesis's deck building as well. Yeah, decks like Malice, Orcus, even Live Twins, except Live Twins is not really played anymore. That, I don't know what happened to that deck. It just dies to Mulcharmies. Yeah, I can use Joel as an out of Maxi and Fuelos to insulate their combos. But yeah, and the other thing is it was really just like hampering a deck building for Genesis, because Genesis, at least in my opinion, at least in like my visualization of Genesis in this alternative format, is it's supposed to reward creative deck building for using off meta choices for cards that like are not typically used in deck building, that may be like too weak for formats, like hand traps like Ghost Mourner and Chill, or Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill, or like Ghost Ogre, things like that, that while they do provide interruption and disruption for your opponent, they're not turn ending, turn skipping interruption and disruption. You still, if played correctly, you still can play through those formats, or through those hand traps, or if access to certain cards, can still play through those hand traps and still make a while negligible board, or albeit weaker board, still make a board that like actually interacts with your opponent. You're not ending on Sylvie Pass, basically. Yo, why is Genesis hating on my boy Cicada King? You can blame Radiant Typhoon for that. We'll get to that. Nibiru the Primal Being from 5 to 6. A lot of people think this is like a joke or petty hit, but this is actually just to pair, to really make you choose which hand traps you want to use, and to keep it from being paired extremely, being paired as a 3-of with the 3-pointed hand traps, like your Ghost Mourners, like your Ghost Ogres, stuff like that. Speaking of the number 3 Cicada King, as Army Productions alluded to, this is hit because of Radiant Typhoon, because Radiant Typhoon Pure was literally just spamming out level 3s and rank 3 Xyz monsters. That's why also you have Radiant Typhoon Chant to 10, Radiant Typhoon Eld Dam to 7, and Totem Bird to 10 as well, are all Radiant Typhoon hits for the pure version of the deck, which is good. This was definitely the, if not the strongest, one of the strongest decks in the Genesis format, alongside its pairing Radiant Typhoon with Runic. So it's also good to see that Runic tip from 0 to 10 as well, as that is the strongest Runic card. I'm glad they didn't absolutely butcher the Runic spells because of Radiant Typhoon. I do think the Runic spells as a splashable archetype or splashable form of removal is actually very good, especially since you don't have access to the protection of the field spell with the extra deck monsters, because I have to summon to the extra monster zone, and of course the extra monster zone does not exist in Genesis. So it's not like you're spamming out like Huggins and what do you call them, Huggins and Frakies and things like that. Holds the Cicada up because he looks innocent and is a bug. Hekahan's Gygas, Hekahan's Xeno, Keeltune Clip, and Keeltune Q. This is the one part of the list that I'm just kind of I really kind of wish they hit these even harder, because I am afraid that it will be nice to be able to explore it. I don't know, I'm kind of split. I'm kind of split between, on one hand, I don't think Hekahan's is strong enough to be standard or modern format viable. So I'm I'm glad that it would be explorable in Genesis at least. Tune, on the other hand, I hope they hit more in the future, because like I don't want the Genesys format to be just like, hey, play the new archetypes, the new the new undercosted, super strong archetypes that are printed out for about like a month or two, and then we'll finally hit them, so you can move on to the next high level archetype, or like undercosted archetype. Because while Tune off the rip doesn't actually like make anything super strong, like super backbreaking, it is still a very strong archetype in the way of like Dragotail and K9, where you get to play on your opponent's turn and create forms of interruption, create synchro monsters that are still very good forms of interruption. There's a book, I think there's a compulse, there is for sure a pop by using the Tune monsters as synchro material and synchroing from hand. So there's a lot of stuff you could play with Tune, not to mention it being a synchro archetype. There's a lot of really good generic synchros that are odd levels, since 7s, 9s, 5s, things like that you can play. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to I wouldn't be surprised if we see a ton of Tune lists pop up for Genesys that seem a little bit oppressive. I think with the hit to Joel and Lockbird, and Ash Blossom still being at like 15 points, and Perm still being at a large number of points as well, like some of the like backbreaking hand traps, I think we'll see, and people being forced to kind of play like your lower pointed hand traps, like your Ghost Mourners and things like that. I think the format should shape up to be like we'll see a lot more decks be viable, I guess. A lot more interesting builds of decks. Dodo Warrior from 7 to 7D. Thank God this card was hit. This card was oppressively strong. This card was honestly one of the strongest cards in Genesys format. It was not only just a free rank 4 that you could make, but it also facilitated getting at least like 5 or 6 Dodo names in rotation as well as material. It is just an absurdly strong card for this format. If you played the Master Duel event a couple weeks back, or a week back, I don't know how long it's been, where they gave you the Automat as a test deck, like as a sample deck to play, like, you know, running into this deck was just absurd how much material and how many hand traps they could fight through with the Automat deck. Case for K9 from 0 to 20, K9 Jokel from 15 to 33, and Ripper from 20 to 30, all great hits. I mean, K9 is very strong. I don't know really much to say about the archetype. Ripper being a monster effect negate that you get to make very early on in your combo to insulate your combos from cards like Nibiru and other hand traps. K9 absolutely need to be hit. It is definitely one of the more stronger archetypes or splashable archetypes. So it's really just kind of, I believe this kind of at this point really points out K9 from being super playable at all, if not just like splashing. I don't know, what were the points of Izuna? The points of Izuna, aren't they ridiculously high as well? Aren't they like 30 something points? So I think at this point I think we just won't see K9 anymore. I think we're gonna like lower down the power level quite a bit. Magician's Souls to 15, Mathmech Circular to 15. I don't know I know there was like some Cyberse builds that were making like Alimbertian and things like that, and just as material, kind of like Malice, I was just like making level 3s or spamming out level 3s and not really linking off them. So I guess, I mean, hitting circular is fine. It's everything's either circular or blah blah. Hitting circular is fine. Is a very strong card, being able to special summon from your deck for a free generic rank 4. Therion King Regulus, 0 to 20, Crossout Designator 10 to 20, Traptix Rafflesia 220. So basically what was happening was like cards like Mathmech Circular were being used to as your like first interaction point before getting drolled or anything like that. You would go summon Mathmech Circular summon from deck. You'd make Traptrix Rafflesia, and then you'd be running a copy of Gravedigger's Trap Hole in your deck for the Traptrix Rafflesia, so that you're insulated from cards like Droll and Lockbird. And since we're absolutely taking Droll and Lockbird out to the back shed to be shot, we have no need for the Traptrix Rafflesia. It's good to actually hit. What else? Lunar Light Liger Dancer 0 to 51, another great hit. Again, I don't think like some of the top archetypes in TCG or in the like modern format should be like playable almost uncosted. Basically, I mean, they didn't have access to Lunar Light Tiger because it is a pendulum card, but even without it, Lunar Light was still able to make multiple towers with their standard combo, with just like sending Gold Leo, get Gold Leo back, things like that. Circular by himself would just lock you into Cyber. So Circular lock? Am I misremembering? Mathmech Circular. No, it doesn't. Circular doesn't lock. It locks you in. It locks you. You can only attack with one monster this turn, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter going first. Yeah, you send one Mathmech monster, except Circular, from deck to graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. If Mathmech monster is normal or special summon to your field while you control this monster, you can add one spell trap. Mathmech spell trap. Sigma is the one that locks. Sigma is also the one that assists from grave. I have to see the builds of what they were doing, because I think it was I have to see what they were using as builds for this. Let me so I do not remember the actual like full combo that they were doing. I know they were doing it to make Rafflesia decks. They were running Cirque, Diameter, and Nambla. Tournament breakdowns? What? How do I tell if it's the oh, here we go. Genesis flights. Here we go. Bop, 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 bop. Attack the giant card. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Radiant Typhoon. We discussed that already. Fire King. Stop running it. Oh, Joseph Rothschild. My white man. Super Quants. We don't have a list for Draco Tail. Yeah, like Draco Tail was just there. You ran 1 5-minute and you got to run 3 of every other name. So glad that's coming aggressively hit. We talked about that. Vanquish Soul, talked about that. Doom Z. King Therion. Kind of mentioned that, but I don't see where this Maldoce? They playing in Maldoce? And Testina's is Peeps. Huh. I don't know where the... I know there was like not a math mech list, but just like a rank 4 spam list. Maybe it was the Maldoce build. So I don't think Maldoce locks you into Earths or anything like that. I don't know. I wish we had like a better... I wish we had a better system to track the Genesys decks. So, but yeah, I mean, I know it was just for generic rank 4 spam. Maybe it was showing up in some Dodo lists. I do not know. Number 86 heroic champion Rongo, 31-68. I mean, honestly, just like put Rongo at 100 at this point. Like the card just doesn't need to exist in this format. So I don't know. I think it could be pointed higher. I don't know what else gets played with it at this point though. So I don't know if it's like, if it really matters, but, yeah. Super Quantal Mech King, Super Quantal Mech King Great Magnus King of the Computer. 0-33. I mean, there were a few Super Quant decks topping these events, or topping these pods. Magnus being a towers as well. Is eventually going to get hit. So happy to see that. X Pearly Noir 0-33. Why is a Rise Heart like 90 but Rongo gets to still not be murdered? True. X Pearly Noir 0-33, but Pearly 15-10, Pearly Sleepy Memory 15-10, and Per Lily 10-7. I mean, I guess this is still fine. Because you're only running like what, 1 or 2 copies of Pearly. And this lets you get to run the other Pearly names, but the actual oppressive like Towers Pearly is hit. I'm glad they're hitting like these tower monsters that really made you have to run kaijus in the sideboard, aggressively pointed. So I really like, you have to choose from either like running the towers monsters or running like, or it makes you choose between running the towers monsters or running like a stronger inboard, or running better interruption or disruption through hand traps. Gaga Girl 0-15, Goblin Biker Big Gabonga 0-15, Goblin Biker Grand Entrance 33-20. Gaga Girl also dying because of the Automat Sins. Goblin Bikers, I guess, because like again it's another like generic archetype that really gets just spam out. Their extra deck monsters spam out like their rank 3s, their level 3s. I think with Magnus is that it's also a really strong floodgate. If it was just towers, it wouldn't be an issue. It's why I'm not a fan of Pearly hits as much. I mean, the Pearly hit, it's not also just a towers. It like, it sucks. It has like, what is that, up to 3 interruptions on 1 Noir, plus like it sucks 3 things up, plus being a towers. Punk Jam Dragon Drive 0-15. So they're still hitting Punk, which is still fine. I don't I don't, like I said, I don't think the deck still is unplayable. But it's just lowering the power level of these decks to make strong inboards, and with like 3-4 hand traps in hand as well. Galaxy Photon Dragon 0 to 15, a Nash Knight 10 to 15, another K9 hit. Wind Up Carrier Zenmaity from 33 to 15. Wind Up Hunter 75 to 86. What is Wind Up Hunter? I know Zenmaity. What does Wind Up Hunter do? That's an issue. Because I was actually talking to my friend last night, and I was wanting to play like wind ups. You contribute 1 face-up wind-up monster, except wind-up hunter, send. Oh, this is the hand loop. Okay, so this is the repeatable hand loop card. All right, yeah, this card should be the one hit. Honestly, never mind. I take it back. All right, that's fine. So basically, this is just like adjusting hits, letting you play Zenmaity, not punishing you for wind-up hunter. Is letting you still play Zenmaity, and because windups itself is not doing anything, it's literally just like the hand rip, the repeatable hand rip of wind up hunter. Yeah, if you ban hunter, if you make hunter unplayable, Zenmaity is fine. Mathmech Alimbertion, we talked about that a little bit earlier with the Mathmech hit to circular. Centurion Primera, Centurion Trudea from 2 to 1, or 5 to 2, 3 to 1. So these like green hits are a reduction in cost, basically reducing the points cost of archetypes that are not really seeing play, in hopes to see if they get played. They kind of like aggressively pointed them before they got any chance to shine or any chance to be deck built. Maze in the Battle Ninja, Yaguramaru, the Armor Ninja. Deception of the Civil Spoils, 33 to 40. I mean, it's a strong card. It's a very strong card. Don't get me wrong. But with like, what are the points? I know Azamina is hit as well as like, very aggressively point costed as well as Illa Sylvia and Yugioh. Yeah, Illa Sylvia's 20 points, Yugioh's 33 points. Like, the Azamina cards prior to this were pretty unplayable as an archetype. So putting Sinful Spoils 33 to 40, I don't really understand, I guess. I don't know, because now, like, you literally cannot play both Yugioh and Illa Sylvia and Deception. The archetype is just like hella dead. Snake Eyes Ash to 0, Snake Eyes Poplar to 0. This is an interesting hit. They basically were just like, hey, without links, we don't think Snake Eyes make Snake Eyes this is basically them saying that we don't think Snake Eyes is strong without the links, and the way to get Ash or get Poplar off the field and summon him back from grave. Let's see, I think they overpointed Deception because you could run it to make Ilya as a generic negate. But to be honest, I'd just make Ilya at 100 and put Deception at 1. I mean, because like, isn't Hallowed itself is not hit. Determination's not hit. You could actually play Determination over Deception. Maybe that's why they hit Deception, because the LZ is also like 22 points. So now to play, it's 62 points to play LZ Search Deception at Hallowed. So maybe they aggressively pointed Deception because Debtors is also 0 points. And you could just go, oop, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Dinners is also 0 points, so you could just basically go search deception, make Yugioh, make add debtors or set debtors. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like generic negates like that should just be aggressively pointed. Like Illa Sylvia should just be hit over like the searcher, like the Yugioh searching like a form of removal. Because the only one making any use of these cards regardless are just White Force decks, and they have not been appearing in any of these tables as well. But that's also because like Droll has been existent, so maybe we'll see some White Force builds pop up. White Force build pop up after this. Sorry, EP. The Hidden City from 13 to 0. Chaos, I mean, that's fine. I don't think the Subterrors are doing anything. Chaos Dragon 11 Air 10 to 0. Dragon's Light and Darkness. Asceticism of the Sixth Sam. Sheen's Dojo. Barrier, Voiceless Voice, Nadir Servant. These are all fine. I mean, like I said, these are all just archetypes that haven't really been explored or really been played, that were just aggressively hit off the start. And then they're adjusting Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle 33 to 40, but in turn they're lowering the cost of build Welcome Labyrinth 20 and Welcome Labyrinth to 20, so that you can actually play Labyrinth. Labyrinth is actually playable now in the format, which is fine. Philia Regis 0 to 10, another Draco Tail hit. Dragon Maid Shio from 20 to 10. Ladies Dragon Maid 20 to 10. Dragon Maid Tiding 10 to 5. Dragon Maid playable? Dragon Maid now like decent for Genesys? That doesn't seem too bad. Oh my god. Sword Soul Moye 3 to 0. This was always one that like I was really like confused about, were the Sword Soul hits off the start, like them thinking Sword Soul was going to be like way too strong for this format, while like decks like Draco Tail and Radiant Typhoon weren't hit, or K9 weren't hit. So I'm glad to see them go back and be like, hey, yeah, Sword Soul's fine. Like maybe we were, especially because they don't even have the link 1 for the Tennies stuff either. You don't have links to get your Tennies off the field, so you have to synchro off your Tennies. So I like this. I like Sword Soul as an archetype. And like, what are they making? Like Baron de Fleur is basically banned from the format at 80 points or something insane like that. So they're just making like Cheng Ying and the negate one, whatever it's called, the like the monster effect negate. Started making Genesys 2 years ago, which is why meta decks from like 2 years ago overly hit. But Sword Soul wasn't even a meta deck 2 years ago. That's the other crazy thing. Like what 2 years ago was 2 years ago was like was tier format, or not tier format, was like, yeah, was like Sprite Kashtiras and like going into, or tier Sprite Kashtiras and then going into Snake Eyes format. Charge of the Light Brigade 33 to 25, Wandering Griffin Rider 20 to 50, but they released the points on Rite of Air Mystere and Water Enchantress at the Temple. So if you want to run the generic Omni Negate, you have to you have to adjust your list for that. Sorry, I'm getting very tired out of no reason. I don't know why. I apologize. My brain is like frying. Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor 33 to 80. Gladiator Proving Grounds 0 or 25 to 0. Gladiator Rejection 10 to 0. And then Christian Salvador 3 to 5, Christian Inclusion back down to 25, Smiger to 0, Thist Vern to 0. I mean, that's fine. Again, these decks weren't doing anything. Gladiator Beast was being hit. I remember they said in like an earlier article that like someone in their like playtest group at Konami was just like saucing them constantly with Gladiator Beast, and that's why it was so aggressively hit. Same with ninjas. So I'm glad to see them go back and be like, oh well, maybe it's actually not a problem either. Really. The Fallen and the Virtuous 15 to 40, and then all of the branded names basically to 0 points, is certainly a choice. I don't know, maybe I'm just a branded hater. I feel like we're way too nice to branded players. Like the Fallen and the Virtuous is an extremely strong generic card. I'm glad that it was aggressively pointed, but I really don't think we need to give all of the branded players back every single extra deck monster name. I will be honest, I might just be a branded hater, but like maybe they have to play some points. Like this just makes like, what is Mirror Jade? Because they didn't adjust the points of Mirror Jade, so 10 Genesys points. So yeah, like just playing pure branded is like the way to go, I guess. For yeah, because branded and white is 0 points, so you just play triple copies of branded and white. Branded fusion is 40 points, so now you can just play 1 copy of branded fusion, triple copies of branded and white, and all of the branded names, and you just play pure constructed branded at this point. So I don't know, maybe I'm seeing something like maybe I'm seeing problems where like there are no problems. I don't know what's going on. Bloobs, give me a. Yeah, I feel like this just makes branded a meta deck at this point, or like top meta deck at this point. Especially when you get to like add the other Draco Tail cards, because they only really hit 5. Oh, where's the fucking thing on this? They only hit Femina, Ketu, and Flame, where you still have Malulu and Lucius at like 0 points. So I feel like you could just play a larger branded package, plus like the new branded support coming out in Burst Protocol, and a smaller Draco Tail package, and be perfectly fine. So this one I'm just like about. We'll see what happens. Like right now they just make a Mirror Jade, or 2 Mirror Jades if they go full combo with the set trap. So I guess that's not awful, but it's still annoying. Incoming Machine 33 to 0. I know this was like part of the Red Eyes support that they did not too long ago, but I don't know if it like does anything else. Add 1 monster that mentions max Metamorph or Metamorph Trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you control a Metamorph Trap, banish this card from your graveyard, then target a defense position monster, change it to attack. Okay, so it's just a searcher for the Metamorph stuff. But if you search, oops, hold on. One second, accidentally closed it. Genesys point list. There we go. Yeah, I know it's Metamorph support, but like they pointed the Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon, which is actually the negate that you get off of the Metamorph stuff. So I'm trying to see, is there like anything else that you want other than just make max Metamorph to protect your stuff, protect your cards? Yeah, it's an Omni. All right, so I mean, I guess the engine is playable, but It does get you into like a rank 6 or rank 7 pretty easily, I guess. 6, 7. Light and sublimation dragon 5-1, darkened evaporation dragon 5-1. I mean, with the Draco tail hits from earlier, this is fine. Probably we'll see this more often in Draco tail builds. I don't know if they ever hit light and darkness dragon lord, like the yeah, it's 20 points. Assault Synchron 5-1, Change of Heart 10-7, Snatch Steel 7-5, Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon 5-3, Dominus Impulse 25-20, Dominus Spiral 5-0. I'm glad that they are like lessening the impulses. I feel like the Dominus cards, I feel like Impulse was way too aggressively pointed for having being a drawback hand trap that only some decks can play. Same with Dominus Purge being like 10 points, but as long as they're like, I really feel like you could go lower on Dominus Impulse, because like what, Ash Blossom's 15 currently, and I don't think Ash Blossom needs to be any cheaper. Snatch Steel, Change of Heart, these are all just like cards that weren't like generic cards that weren't being played that help board break. These are fine. Duality, I think, is the quick play that special summons, helps you special summon the Light and Darkness dragon. Yeah, lets you tribute a Light Darkness, special summon one light or dark, and then during the main phase you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a light and dark, shuffle both, and draw a card. Yeah, that's fine. Wasn't tested as a branded combo piece early on. I mean, I guess you can play this one with branded. Trying to think, like you go like Fallen of Albaz, normal summon. If Fallen of Albaz gets interrupted, tribute Fallen of Albaz, special summon light or dark monster from hand. Or I mean, it would have to be like a Luber or same original type. Luber is a fairy. Fallen of Albaz is okay. Of course, I didn't show like shit. Of course, I just like pulled up 80 fucking cards and not the one I wanted. There we go. Fallen of Albaz is a dragon, so you know you couldn't do that. Don't know. So it'd have to be like level 4 and stuff from your extra deck as well. I don't know what the combo is for that. Apparently it's just not something that was like on the radar or they cared about. Foolish Burial Goods 3-7 is another one that's confusing to me, because I'm just like, what is Foolish Burial Goods? It hasn't appeared, even at 3 points, it hasn't appeared in any lists. So I don't know what they're afraid of like coming out that is going to be an issue. Premature Burial 7-3, Monster Reborn 10-5, Dimension Fusion 45-40, and Return from a Different Dimension 50-40. But yeah, the Foolish Burial Goods is a little bit confusing to me. Like I said, I don't know like what like lists have been running Foolish Burial Goods that it has been an issue. Like it's not really a combo piece. Turn Granganol into a Red Eyes Dragoon. Well, Red Eyes Dragoon is like 80 something points. So what is Dragoon? Hold on. Dragoon. Show me Genesis points. Yeah, no, Dragoon is 100 points, so I think that's fine. I don't think you can do that. But where is White Forest Genesis? Let me see if they have the updated points. All right, they do have the updated points. All right. Well, this is what I wanted to take a look at. I've already cut the drolls out of this list last night. I really, going forward with this list, so I was running 2 Foolish Burial Goods. We cut one of them out. And I'm trying to think of like how we can run this list now. Because I really kind of want to go back to the Dominus package, Dominus Purges, because this is such a great hand trap. At 10 points, it's a cheaper Ash Blossom, and since we're not running too many dark monsters, the only dark monsters being Arms of Gen X Return 0, Satellite Warrior, and Lancelot Dark Knight of the Underworld, which are all like avoidable cards, like we don't have to make them. I kind of want to go back to this kind of package. But I don't know what else we run in this list. We can't do the... What is Imperm at? Imperm's 13 points. Okay, so that's fine. We don't need Imperm. Ghost Mourner. The Ghost Girls. Probably play Ghost Mourners as negates. What's the field spell point cost? Like 33 points, something like that. It's not... Like White Forest is pretty aggressively costed. Like the field spell is unplayable, unfortunately. Maybe we can main deck the Sinful Subversion Snake Eyes at this point as like a main deck form of removal, or just like go second cards like Dark Ruler. I don't hate that. Because Dark Ruler is no points in this format. Neither is Ultimate Slayer, but we don't really have room for Ultimate Slayer, unfortunately. So we're at... I think if we take out the Nibs, we're at 103. Take out the Foolish. And if we take out the Foolish, we take out the Goat, I think. We can go Dark Ruler... Like we could play triple Ghost Mourner. I did try Breakthrough Skill earlier. Like that was the original card I was playing over Black Goat until I realized that I could just play Black Goat in the list. Input this. Where's our hand traps? Let me order this all around real fast. Give me 1 second. Engine stuff. Traps. Monster, non-engine. Engine. Generic engine. There we go. And non-engine. 41. So we could cut like an upstart or something. Yo, what's going on, Master Mellow? The yellow, how's it going? Give me on. Welcome in. You play Yu-Gi-Oh? If so, or play Genesis? So what's your favorite deck? I feel like we could just play like two Dark Ruler and triple Ghost Mourner. Quick question. All right, what's up? Not Genesys, but Master Duel. Hell yeah. Wondering if you'd review your custom cards on Dueling Bug. Unfortunately, I don't have the time right now, but that is very sweet. We're currently looking at the Genesys list right now, and then we've got to get to Master Duel ourselves. I don't stream for very long, but I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow.
Hey, thanks.
We just played Triple Twin Twisters. Yeah, tournament meta decks OCG. Or here we go. This is what I'm looking for. And what are people playing? They're just playing Triple Twin Twisters for back row removal. I feel like that's fine. Crossout Destinator. Is this the oh, this is the this is the Distant Coder deck. Yeah, triple Crossout Destinator. When it was at, this is why Crossout Destinator got pointed from 10 to 20. I think you would still run just 3 Gamma Seal in the extra or in the side. Gravity collapses for going first. I don't hate this. We still have like 5 points that we could use on other stuff that I don't know like what to put in. Yo, Sulian, what's going on? Give me on, welcome in. But I do like going back to the dumbest purges. If we could somehow cut 5 points, we could play a goat in here as well. I don't even know if like goat is necessarily good. Without, I mean, because like we're gonna be sending the soldiers of the toy tanks. So I don't know if goat is like good without foolish. I mean, probably is. Probably fine. What about taking 2 ghost hand trap for the goat? I mean, I want some form of interruption on the opponent's turn. Maybe it's just my personal preference. I don't know. Like what other hand traps? Like we have Ogre. Is that 3? Veiler. Oh, we could cut a Mourner and make a Veiler and have a searchable Veiler. Let's see, that's 9 points. What deck are you currently making? See here. So if we take out the 3 Mourner, we could run 2 Veiler. That's not bad, actually. I don't hate that. And that lets us get put like a subversion. What do we think about this? This is kind of interesting. I kind of fuck with this. What do we think about this, chat? Like we have a searchable hand trap with the White Force combo when we're going first. Skull Servant Lightsworn. You know what's actually funny is there's a guy at my locals that actually plays that deck and loves Skull Servant so very much. Like plays 60 card Skull Servant Lightsworn just mill, and to ultimately mill like Mayakashi going first, like the Mayakashi Floodgate going first. I know that deck very well at this point. It's just like a zombie mill pile. But yeah, what do we think about this? This looks sweet. This looks really good, actually. I like this. We're not overloaded on monsters. The toy soldier and toy tanks are basically spells and traps. We have a searchable hand trap when we have access to the rest of our engine with Resilia, or if we go Diabell Star Vengeance, like make Resilia on our opponent's turn, or go Diabell to make Resilia during our opponent's turn instead of the Book of Eclipse. Like say we go full combo and we search the Woes or we search the Scourge, we'll have Monadium Reframing set as well. We have a searchable effect failure for our opponent's turn. We have, if we're going second, we have searchable Snake Eyes or Sinful. We have a searchable Sinful Spoils of Subversion Snake Eye main deck through Elzat Azamina to push back any like problematic creature like a Mirror Jade or something, for example, instead of destroying it. We have Dark Ruler No Mores in the main deck for going second, and we have Dominus Purges in the main deck for going second that also facilitates as a spell or trap to send for the White Force cards. So I like this a lot. This looks pretty sweet. Let me show y'all. I don't know, I mean the combo line is not very different from when I made the White Force video earlier. So yeah, test hand, we have Upstart Goblin to draw, we have Dominus Purge. Upstart Goblin is basically Pot of Greed in this deck, because you just go Upstart Goblin, draw a card, and then later on in your combo you can get it back. We go LZ, send. Now we add, we can add a Stellar, or we can add Sylvie. Hand, then Curse of Diabell will add. Now we don't have to roll about Droll. Curse of Diabell will add Filia Diabell. So we have access to that line now. We have normal summon Sylvie. Add Tails or add Scourge here, since we already have access to our extenders. So let's add Tails. Make the 6. Actually, before we make the 6, let's set this. Now make the 6. Sorry, it's been a long time since I played with the toys. Send the toy tank to add. We can add Elzat Azamina, but since we also have access to the Sinful Spoils, we can go a Stellar here as well to add the Rusia. I mean, we don't need access to the Sinful Spoils stuff since we already drew the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. That's like the only extension with this card, or just getting the removal spell. So let's just add the Stellar here. And now we can go special summon back the toy tank. Now we can activate Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to special summon the Stellar. Go a Stellar. Send the Tails. Special summon the Rusia. Set the tails. Make the 8. Here, let's put the 8 up here because I don't know how much room we're gonna have. Oh yeah, and oh no, we don't have the extra monster zones. I forgot. Oops. We only have the 5 zones. Okay. 8, get back Upstart Goblin to hand to draw another card. Let's go tails. Oop, move to bottom of the deck. Shuffle. Go Upstart Goblin to draw another card. Draw into the Monodium Reframing. That one kind of sucks because we want to search this. So maybe we don't Upstart Goblin yet. Maybe Upstart Goblin last before we get our we draw our last Garnet. I forgot that was in this deck. I'll be honest. So with these two, unfortunately, we don't have access to the toy box stuff, which is a little wonky, a little annoying, but we can still make Visa Samatara here as well. Is there anything else we want to make beforehand? Guess not. We still haven't used Rusi effect to draw a card either, but that would also trigger the Stellar if we could get to that. We could make a 10. So maybe we don't get back Upstart Goblin. Maybe we don't get back Upstart Goblin. Maybe we just get back Tails. Because we haven't used... wait, we have used the Scent effect of Tails. Huh. Alright. So it doesn't matter what spell or trap we get back. Especially because we don't have a fusion for the Sinful Spoils. So let's just send the Tails for the Rusia to draw a card. That triggers a Stellar to special back. Oh, we're looking at the new Genesys points. Now we can go Toy Box. Now we can make a 6 into a 10. We can make the Lazabelle. Or we can make Satellite Warrior, but we're going second. So let's just make Levy Lazabelle. Declare Toy Box effects. Go set, or oh, not set. Set soldier, set tank. Now we can go Philia Diabelle. Add Diabelles. Diabelles, send soldier. Dump vengeance. Soldier special. And now we go shuffle back Rusilia, special Rusia. Synchro these two into Amitara. Amitara, add Monodium Reframing. Overlay these two into Dark Knight or Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworlds. Set Reframing and then banish a spell and a trap for Diabelle Star Vengeance. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty solid. And we have Dominus Purge to set as well. So this is Dominus Purge to stop a search. Monodium Reframing, Omni Negate, Lancelot is an Omni-Negate, or is an Omni-Negate. We have Lazabelle, which is a tribute to negate and take their normal summon. And then we have the Diabell Star Vengeance and Diabell Star Vengeance to pop, make Poplar. Diabell Queen of the White Forest to synchro, or to go into like your we could go Diabell to search, or to make Resilia and search Effect Veiler. I think this is pretty sweet. I think this is pretty cool. What was hit here? So from the previous list, Foolish Burial Goods was pumped from 3 to 7 for some reason. And Droll's been hit from 5 to 25, and Nibiru's from 5 to 6. So we decided to retool the list. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. I like this. I like where this is at right now. I can't wait to test this. I'll show the list right now real fast. This is just something I wanted to like mess around with with the new points update. So prior list that I made the video about, we were playing triple Droll because everyone was playing triple Droll. It went from 5 to 25, so Droll is now no longer playable. So we cut the 3 Drolls out, and Nibiru went from 5 to 6 while still very much playable. We decided to go with a like yeah, from 5 to 25. Genesys now good again. If we just went over the points list update. Oh yeah, that reminds me, before I get into this, I should probably do a wrap up for this. I'm sorry. All right, I should probably do a wrap up for this. 1 second. Sorry, YouTube voice. There we go. So all in all, I think all of these are great hits. Probably if I had to give it a scale, like a 9 out of 10 of points, a 9 out of 10 score for a points update for Genesys. Love the hit to Droll and Lockbird. Love the different points adjustments to the top decks in the format as well to lower their power level, or make them choose between either running stronger interruption, stronger hand traps, or a stronger end board from their facilitated combo. But going forward for Genesys, I'm definitely much more interested now that Droll and Lockbird is dead and gone. Really feels like it opens up the creativity again for deck building, not having to worry about asking your opponent if they have Droll off of your first search. I think this also opens up a lot of fun and an interesting list to play as well for Genesys going forward. So I think really the sky's the limit for Genesys. I think this is shaping up to be a wonderful format, and I am excited to pump out some more Genesys videos and play some Genesys for you over on YouTube. So if you enjoyed this video, as always, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think of the Genesys video. And as always, and let me know what you think of the Genesys December points list. And as always, good night. Okay, sorry about that. All right, there we go. Now we can go back here. So yeah, we cut the Nibirus, we cut the Drolls. We were playing 3 of them at 3 each. Nibiru was 5 points originally for 15, and Droll was 5 points for 15 as well, making 30. And I wanted to include, especially since Foolish Burial Goods for some reason got aggressively pointed from 3 to 7, making a Foolish Burial Goods Black Goat 17 points, a very like awkward like point total. We were going to try and still make it work with we wanted to try and make it work with like Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill at 3 points each, but with Foolish Burial Goods being hit, Black Goat laughs a little bit worse. Like, it's still a very good card, and it's a very good trap to send like going first as a form of interruption. But I really like Dominus Purge like as a hand trap. Like it is a cheaper Ash Blossom, and especially since we're not running a lot of darks in our extra deck, we like the only thing that gets shut off is Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld. Yo, Soggy, give me on, welcome in. You better not crush cards me. I swear to God, you fucking clown. You better not crush cards me. That better not be a crushed cards in your pocket, Soggy. I swear to God, if that is a crush cards virus in your pocket. So, but with our only dark monsters being Immortal Dragon, which we only use to make Arms Gen X of return 0. Which Arms Gen X return 0 is only as our anti Nibiru line. Satellite Warrior going second card to pop cards as our generic rank 10 or level 10. And then Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld as an Omnigate, making going first. I think the only real problem card that it'll hit, that'll be like a little awkward into, is Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. But even then, we can, instead of going, like I said, if we Dominus Purge from hand going second, and we don't have access to the Darks or Fires, we can just go like Zapper Shrimp, make a Levy Lazabelle take their thing, or Zapper Shrimp make Despy and Lulu Lilith, or Poplar make Lulu Lilith instead of Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. So we do have backup plans for those. But having a searchable hand trap with Effect Veiler being 7 points, because I really wanted to play. What exactly do you use for Lancelot? Amitara and Diabelle's the White Witch. You love White Forest? Hell yeah! Well, welcome to the White Forest channel. I am the White Forest Vtuber. Hold on. I even have a hat. I even have a commemorative hat. Is this the button? Yeah. See, I even have my own little White Forest hat. White Forest Neko. That's what they call me. He is the White Forest cat. True. Yeah. If you want to check out the YouTube channel. We actually have a new video that just came out yesterday where I talked about White Forest Elven notes. If you want to get ahead of the format for Burst Protocol coming out in February. So that's going to be shaping up to be a good list as well to play. But right now we're going over White Forest for Genesys, which I do have a couple of videos over, and we're now updating the list for the new points update. Honestly, like I said, I like this a lot. Effect Veiler being a searchable hand trap. We were running Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill as at 3 because it basically does the same thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the Genesys version of White Forest where everything is pointed, so we can't really run the Azamina cards. So we're running, it's just a more like synchro focused deck to keep under that 100-point total. God, I'm gonna have to buy Dominus Purges now. That's the rough part. That's the worst part about this chat, is I have to buy Dominus Purges. Oh, I mean, I guess for the time being, I could just run 2 Black Goat, one Foolish. Until we get the other, until I can get my Dominus Purges. Dominus Purge is still expensive, right? After buying Doom Dragon. I did buy Doom Dragon this weekend. It is in the mail. Doom Dragon is on the way. TCG player. Hey, how much is... Yo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, Soggy. Welcome. I understand I should have read the stream title. I'm just a vanilla. No, you're fine, dude. We're about to go to like Master Duel and stuff as well to play. To play like normal White Forest. What is Dominus Purge at? How poor am I about to be, chat? Let's find out together. How poor am I about to be? Oh god. It got reprinted too, and it's still 20 a piece. Chat. Hey, catters, hey, listen, listen, hold on. Let me put on the good face for that. Hey, catters, hey. Have I ever told you how cute y'all are? Have I ever told y'all how cute y'all are and how like you would love to support your favorite moon deity and support my card addiction? Oh, hey, catters. You know Christmas is coming up, right? And your favorite VTuber is poor. Oh, Christmas coming up. Your favorite VTuber is poor and needs cards. I need cardboard. Yeah. Thank you, Nightbot. Perfect time for the throne. Link. Yeah, Nightbot's got my back. Let's go. I'm not gifting 10 again just before Christmas. No, don't. It's jokes. It's a bit, I swear. I'm honestly contemplating like putting just like, hey, buy me this deck engine in, or help fund this engine for Yu-Gi-Oh. Help me build this deck in Yu-Gi-Oh and just put it in my throne. I wonder if anyone's done that. If there's like any TCG YouTubers that have done that before. I think, actually no, going back, I think what's her name? Poseidon has done that. Oh man. But no, it's jokes, especially with the holidays coming up. I know like money is tight for like everyone. I'm not one to be like, hey, I need gifted subs. Gift me subbies. I mean, you could. Why the fuck not? It'd be interesting. It'd be cool. We might set that up. I don't know. I like this. I like this a lot. Double effect veiler is a searchable hand trap in case we don't open it. It's also a spellcast, light spellcaster, so we search it with Resilia. We also have searchable removal with Sinful Spoils of Subversion Snake Eye to get rid of any like problematic monster like that has graveyard effects that we don't like a Arthalion or a like a Mirror Jade or something like that. I feel like Branded is going to be very popular now with the new points list. Like just pure Branded is just going to be a meta deck in this upcoming format. So we're definitely going to need like good removal that doesn't remove Mirror Jade from the field. What are the Sinful Spoils points values, or Subversion is just tech? You're a dumb little baka bitch boy. Hello, Follicle. What's up going on? Give me hunting. Welcome back. The Sinful Spoils cards are like insanely pointed. They're unplayable. We have 2 tech cards technically, or 2 Sinful Spoils searches. We have Subversion off of LZ, or LZ can also just grab Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. Oh, move. Fuck. Hold on 1 second. Perfect. All right, there we go. Nailed it. The perfect position. All right, so we have for Sinful Spoils, Deception just got aggressively pointed from 33 to 40, making it basically unplayable. Wanted is at 33 already, so it is pretty much unplayable. Diabellstar is also like is 20 points, so it is pretty rough to play. Like you literally just cannot play the Azamina package, unfortunately. And they and Illa Sylvia being 20 and Muraciliago means that you literally cannot play Deception, Illa Sylvia and Muraciliago all in the same list, or even LZ for that matter. So making Soul Aristicheon is not bad. It's not terrible. I really would like a fusion card or a fusion monster to make, but there's not really like anything good. Like we would have to have another fusion to make with Saint. And the only other thing we can make would be like a Solar Stitchion, which losing a Diabells and a Diabell Star 4 is definitely not ideal. We don't really have any other fiends to facilitate it. Not familiar with Genesys format, so I can't provide any input here. All good. Appreciate it. We're just spitballing here. I like where this is at right now to test with this upcoming week, or until I get the Dominus Spiritus. But I think this is a good place to start with now. I do like in Genesys that we get to play the toys. We get to play the toys more. We get to play Dark Ruler No Mores in the main in case of going second. It's really like a mix of like going first and second cards. And then this is a personal preference because I just like drawing cards. Upstart Goblin is technically not needed, but I like consistency. I like consistency in making a 40 card deck 37 cards. Or even in some cases 34 cards, because we can loop the Upstart Goblins, is really nice. Do you know the exact point value or have the math? It is exactly 100 points. Behind my ear you can see it's exactly 100 points like this, and you want to get to as close to 100 as possible. Like prior to this we were at like around 95, and with hand traps being so low pointed, like Effect Veiler, like Ghost Mourner and stuff like that, we really wanted to find space for more interruption. I think for the time being, until I get the Dominuses, we could just go goat, just go 2 goat and a foolish. And that would be 97 points. So that would be fine. You'd have to remove 1 Veiler and an Upstart, or 1 Purge. You had to remove all the Purges, 1 Veiler and an Upstart for Deception. Yeah, you can't play the Azamina stuff, unfortunately, in Genesys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for a generic Omni that we get. Even as an anti-Nibiru line, we can still make Arms of Gen X return 0 before 5th summon. And as a generic Omni, we can make Lancelot. And this doesn't even tribute. This doesn't even tribute, chat. Would the Azamina engine actually be broken in Genesys so that they had to price it high? They're really aggressive about hitting. I was thinking about maybe Saint into Regina, not even the Omni. We would also need more Simple Spoils cards to do that too. Which would be nice, which would be good. But I don't, like, we'd have to have a good number of Simple Spoils to trigger Regina effectively. And I think we have enough interruptions. Like, the end board is not the issue here now. I'm surprised this Lancelot hasn't been hit, but it's also just a not known about card at all. Like, no one has seen this card before in their life when I set it down. Like, we were playing Hope Harbinger before this, but then they put Hope Harbinger to 20 points, so this is how I found the Lancelot. Yeah. Yeah, basically this format, Soggy, if you haven't seen this before, this is an alternative format that Konami just released a few months back. Basically it is designed to be a lower power level format where it gives the archetypes that like came out in the TCG that didn't really get a chance to shine, that kind of got overshadowed by like the top meta archetypes like Draco Tail, K9, Yummy, Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith, stuff like that. Give their chance to shine in the format and be playable. And it's why it's a point-based format. So they're giving points to cards that are very strong or very generic that a lot of decks can play. So you really have to choose like weaker versions of the same cards. Or sacrifice like Engine to play Interruption, or sacrifice Interruption to make stronger inboards. And it really is just like a lower power level KegW, Joshua Schmidt. I mean, they're still working on it. They did hit Rongo in this past list. Rongo is unplayable now. It's 68 points now, so you can't do Rongo combos. They also, like I said, you'll have to watch the video. You have to watch the Genesys update video, but Dododo Warrior also went from 7 points to 7D points. So like Automat is unplayable. I mean, it's not unplayable, but it's no longer like oppressive anymore. Circular got hit. Like all of the Rongo was 1 point short. True. Listen, when I don't have that extra inch to give, I sympathize with Rongo. Sometimes you just don't have that extra inch. Don't have that extra point. So until I get Dominus Purges, I think this will probably be the list I'll talk about, or at least test this weekend. Because now Genesys is back on the menu and I can go back to playing Genesys on Sundays as well. And then we can talk about Genesys again. So it's pretty fun to play now. Okay. All right. Are we ready for Master Duel? Ready to go to Master Duel? It's only been 2 hours already into the stream. I don't know how much time I have left now. I'm hungry too. Hungry as well. I'm hungry, chap. Chap? Catters? What if I eat you? What if I eat you, cat? Like, what if I came over here and ate you? Look at mighty tasty today. Did you see they might axe the Genesys part of future YCS? That is not what they said. They said they are making it's going to be part of, like, they're not doing the pod thing anymore where it's going to be at every YCS. It's going to be, or sorry, how do I describe this? It's not going to be in, because right now it's like in a beta testing phase. So once they're at the start of the year, they're going to add it to the YCS rotation, meaning that some YCSs will just be pure Genesys, and then Genesys will also be a guaranteed side event at every YCS as well. So like how they have, like, they sometimes have the 3v3 YCS that no one watches. They're going to have a just pure Genesys YCS. So Genesys is about to get even better. Yeah, no, they have been ecstatic about Genesys. This has been like a huge popular format, the most popular format they've had since like the release of Edison, obviously. And Like that's why like we have so much that's how we have so much communication between this and the TCG Konami or the West Konami. So no, Genesys is here to stay, which thank God. I'm glad we have an alternative format that they're actually supporting and we have an opportunity to play. Should we put third Dark Ruler in the side? Like, should we take out Vortex for third Dark Ruler? I don't know, maybe that's something we look at later on. I feel like we have a ton of good going second cards. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm gonna sit here and no VFD shenanigans. Good, you should be shot. I'm glad you don't get to play VFD. VFD should not exist. But hey, think about it. You can now do Light End and Dark End Sublimation Dragon and make Light and Darkness Dragon Overlord. Uh-oh, why is it taking so long to connect? Hello, Master Duel? Master Duel? Yugioh? I don't think they've hit any other generator stuff other than the VFD. Like, what's going on with Master Duel? Hello? Master Duel? Enjoying the servers on PS5 either. Weird. Let's try it again. They being DDoSed? Being doxed? I'm glad it's not my internet. Master Duel. Let me search on Twitter, see if anyone's talked about it. Server issues, yeah. Are we gonna stay up in the corner? It's warm now. Also, I don't know how to get down. I also don't know how to get down. I got up here and I can't get back down. I'm stuck. Steam is working. Master Duel. You can see the graveyard like this. Yeah, this is the new tier limits position. You guys can see the all my mills now for tier limits. I don't know, because I played this morning. I mean, I'm looking at the community page, and the community page is just all like hate posts about Maxi and shit. I'm constantly losing. I hit the surrender the second someone has a hand trap. I'm not having fun. Skill issue. There's porn of Dark Magician Girl. Keep scrolling. Well, this sucks. Might have to. Call it early tonight. Sag. That just means we'll do ladder tomorrow, or we'll get dual level max tomorrow. And nothing on Twitter about that. I know they just released a like an online campaign, point system campaign, that I was going to talk about as well, but it seems like we don't have access to that. Well, switching to WoW. No. Oh, wait. Oh, Steam is down now too. Okay. Maybe it's a Steam servers just went down. Huh. Well, I mean, if Steam servers went down, then it also wouldn't be down on PlayStation. Yeah, it shouldn't affect PlayStation. Maybe 2 issues at once, yeah. Weird. All right, I'm gonna disappear for 1 second. I want to see if I can reset Steam. 1 second. Hold on, it's a little bit delayed. If it's a little bit delayed. If it's a little bit delayed. Wait, it didn't shut down. It didn't shut me down. Why did it not shut me down? How am I still alive? What? That should have shut me down. Shut down defying packs. True! True, based. Happy. Glad you noticed. I'm gonna do a flip. I'm gonna do a trick for you, chat. I'm like the DVD logo. I'm like the DVD logo. Will I ever touch the corner? Boop. 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 Woo. Yeah, it looks like Steam servers are down. Because I can't connect. I can't even. I tried closing Steam and trying to log back into Steam, so it looks like just everything is down. Well, the DVD logo never made me question my sexuality. Listen, if I'm not making my chatters question their sexuality, then I'm not doing my job as a VTuber, honestly. I need to step my game up as a VTuber. Yeah, I think Steam might be down in a lot of areas. Steam servers might be down. Well, that's unfortunate. You can play. Anger. Sag. Madge. We still need to do a DGen WoW stream. Master Duel, for PS5 right now, but it seems to be slower. Yeah, it definitely looks like they're getting doxed in some way, or getting DOSed in some way. Yeah, Steam web helper is crashing. Restart Steam. Let's do that. Oh, Hold on. Oh, I was able to connect to Steam. All right, hold. All right, okay, well now that works. Weird. Okay. Uh-oh. It's definitely slower. Let's see if we can actually play a match. So I would like to hit Duelist Cup 20 today. Super slow in some areas. Okay, that connected. I'm not playing ranked with that shit. Yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a 1. Oh, we're going second, so great, awesome. I keep losing like every coin toss, and then I'll win 1, and then go back to losing every coin toss. Oh, this is not good. Not a great start. Duelist level. Well, the weekend is when it goes to the yeah, we can't play games. Okay, that sucks. The weekend is when it goes to the next stage, which I don't even really care about the next stage. I think how they make these Duelist Cups are absolutely just super unhealthy, both physically and mentally. That Konami really should be ashamed. Like, it's just like another form of torture, basically. So I don't really care about playing the second stage, but I do want to still hit Duelist level max before it moves on to the second stage. Don't want to grind for 72 hours. No, I like eating food and seeing the sun and going outside and spending time with people, and not playing Yu-Gi-Oh for 72 hours straight. Aren't you a true Yu-Gi-Oh fan? I also enjoy showering. I also enjoy being clean and taking time out of my day to sleep. I'm an awful VTuber. Okay. Well, I can't really talk about the other stuff basically yet. We're still working on building Draco Tail. I did pull the 2 more Arthalions in a pack last night. So we're getting very close. We're only like 70 UR dust away, which is just the 3 5-manas, the 3 Malulus, and the 2 Ketus. Why don't you royal rare every deck? Look. It was either build Draco Tail or start royaling out all of my White Force stuff, which I really wanted to. I at least want a royal Diabellstar the Black Witch alt art, but that's gonna be like near impossible. It's gonna be near impossible. I was lucky enough to get Diabellstar the Black Witch off my first pack. Why are my sideways? What? Why are you? I'm straight. I'm normal. What? Why are you sideways? Are you looking at the computer wrong? Right, Chad? I'm centered. Like I'm vertical. Oh, God, big stretch. Big stretch. All right. Well, okay. Since Master Duel's unplayable, I think establishing sideways as a new sexual orientation. True. All right. There we go. There we go. Let's go like this. Okay. Alrighty, gamers. Woo! I think we'll just call it here then, because it's already almost 20. Oh well, all right. That's uncalled for. That's that's racist, honestly. To jail a cat boy is pretty racist. But what happened? What just where did I go just now? But yeah, since it's already almost 2 hours and 30 minutes, we were at 2:15. Might as well just call it here, especially since Master Duel's not working. That means tomorrow we'll be live and we'll do dual max level tomorrow. We'll just as soon as we start stream, we'll just go live and play Master Duel. What else? If you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitch or haven't, !social in the chat. We do have a Discord for !Discord if you want to join the Discord. It should be fixed tomorrow. It should be fine. It looks like it's already resetting the servers. I just don't have time to sit around, unfortunately. But yeah, what was I gonna say? YouTube, yes, go watch the new YouTube video since we're going offline. Especially if you like White Forest. We talk about Elven Notes White Forest, a brand new archetype. Elven Notes, brand new archetype that's coming out in February. A spellcaster synchro archetype that pairs very well with White Forest. And then we'll be live tomorrow to play Master Duel, play normal standard White Forest as Mina tomorrow. And get to duelist level max with that. But thank you to everybody who did tune into this stream. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. First off, thank you to Master Mellow the Yellow and Soggy Dark Clown 89 for the follows. Welcome, new catters. That being said, guys, gals, and bees, YouTube catters, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, or Wednesday meowing, and I will see y'all tomorrow for stream. As always, catters, good night.